Did you know the Wall Street Journal just announced that the Northwest Arkansas is rated one of the top places for tech skills and also top rated for momentum in tech skills overall across America? Today we're talking about 3 reasons why they chose this, and the third reason has been happening for a while, and you may never even know when it might have happened. So, let's talk about that. Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, my name is Philip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. If you weren't aware, I was a real estate broker located in the dumpster fire state, also known as Illinois. The worst, located in the Chicagoland area. And actually I decided I wanted to move outside of Chicago. Good choice, obviously. So I could have chose anywhere I wanted to move in America, and I went through all sorts of different locations, probably some of the same locations you're looking into right now. And I chose right here in Northwest Arkansas. It is by far the best place to live in America. By far. So if you ever want to call me, text me, email me, let me know and we can meet up for coffee. We can talk about all the different reasons why I chose Northwest Arkansas versus anywhere else in America. Also, if you haven't been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack. Sounds exactly what it is, literally starter pack full of all the cool things Northwest Arkansas. What's going on in downtown Bentonville? What are the schools like? What are the hospitals like? What are all the things you need to know about Northwest Arkansas? Boop, 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 boop. Shipped right to your home, right to your home. Let me know in the information below, name, address, where is this package going to? Literally, it's a package I ship right to your home, right to your home. Let me know all the information below. I'll make sure they get that package shipped to you right away. Also, side note, it does come with your first free mountain bike, so that's pretty cool. And I know what you're thinking, It is my favorite 4-letter F word. Free! So enter your information below. I'll make sure to get the package shipped to you right away. Alright, so yes, it is true. The Wall Street Journal came out with a long, extensive, very detailed report about all the different cities. They went through all the different cities in America. And they rated Northwest Arkansas as the second most fastest growing tech skill area in America. Looking at you, Provo, Salt Lake City, Utah, you beat us. We will fight back. We will win. But Provo, Salt Lake ranked higher when it comes to like the metro area of America, that they are slightly above it, but their home prices are a little crazy over there, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, Northwest Arkansas ranked second. Hate saying that. Second when it comes to tech skills, but they rated number 1, baby. We rated top 1 for momentum of like growing tech area in general. So let's cover those 3 reasons why I think they chose, out of all the different things, why the Wall Street Journal chose Northwest Arkansas as kind of one of the top places for tech skills, both for people moving here and also just tech in general. Also, side note, it's kind of funny that I'm doing this video now because this article came out about 2 weeks ago, but the NWA, the Bentonville Tech Summit, is happening currently as we speak over in the Rogers Conference Center area. Thousands of people have come across America to learn about artificial intelligence, about new technologies, not just central here in Northwest Arkansas. There's a lot of tech startups here, first off, but secondly is because it's becoming more of a heartland hub, like basically the heartland of America, a hub for technology. So they've invited obviously people from California, from Portland, meaning people have flown from those places to come to this tech hub in general. So it's currently happening as we speak. So it's kind of funny that I'm shooting this video now because they're demoing so much new technology over at the Tech Summit that it's kind of sad that I'm here right now, but it is a fun tech summit. You definitely need to check it out. But let's jump into those reasons why the Wall Street Journal chose this place for so many different reasons for tech-centric stuff. And the first reason why the Wall Street Journal chose Northwest Arkansas as one of the fastest growing tech skills and also momentum in all of America, and we're going to apply some of my labeling to this. We're going to call this new talent, old problems. And this is going to be kind of a theme throughout the whole video, but the idea is that Northwest Arkansas is having old problems, meaning that we have a lot of old companies here that solve old issues. And this is actually one of the perks why I chose to move to Northwest Arkansas versus anywhere else in America, was because the companies that are hiring a lot of like they have older problems, meaning Walmart is the biggest retailer grocery giant in the world. Secondly, J.B. Hunt is one of the biggest transportation companies in the world. And then Tyson is the big food manufacturer of the world. These are core things that are kind of recession-proof, that they're inflation-proof for the most part, meaning like inflation will go with them. Of course, that is just how inflation works. But the thing about it, Northwest Arkansas is kind of in this weird bubble where these major companies and some of the mid-sized companies focus on old problems. So that's why I call this new talent, old problems. That a lot of these major companies and mid-sized companies are bringing in new talent from across the world and bringing them in to solve old problems. Meaning that, will the transportation business always be here? Yes, Product needs to move. Will people always buy through retail? Of course. People need to buy product, hence Walmart. Will people always need to buy food with Tyson? Of course. People need to eat. And so what they're doing is that a lot of these people that we'll call them big companies and mid-sized companies have huge war chests, so to speak, when it comes to business, and they can hire these new talent or problems to solve the new course of problems. Looking at Walmart, for instance, it's like, has Walmart solved thousands of issues before? Of course they have. And so they're just going to do it all over again with new talent, old problems. Same thing with JB Hunt. They're going to always be in the transportation business. New talent, old problems. They're going to get into artificial intelligence. They're going to get into self-driving cars. All the new things that are coming around the corner, hiring new talent, old problems. They've done this before. Same thing with Tyson. So whatever the case is, the first thing that why the Wall Street Journal looked at this place for Northwest Arkansas is because they're seeing that so much talent is moving here to solve these kind of old problems. And the second reason why the Wall Street Journal chose Northwest Arkansas for momentum of tech startups here in general, as well as like tech skills across America, and that's the fact that a lot of the problems that we're trying to solve are grounded in reality. Now, work with me here. Again, this kind of goes back to point number one, where it's like if you're in Silicon Valley, if you're in like LA or maybe New York to some extent, or other different areas of that nature, you're trying to solve, we'll call them harebrained ideas in some fashion. A lot of them don't stick. Very few do, and when they do, but by gosh, they do very well. We know this. We know this, but there's billions and trillions of dollars lost in tech startups because they're just kind of like throwing money around. Now, obviously, money's not as free as it used to be. Now, that's the one thing that's unique about Northwest Arkansas is that they're actually trying to solve problems, like actually have experiments based in reality. And so the interesting thing is, like, for instance, a good example is that Walmart is, if you're here long enough in Bentonville, you will see driverless vehicles, literally driverless, delivering groceries. Now, that is a problem that it can be stood the test of time when it comes to Walmart because they want to be able to deliver groceries right to doorstep. And so one way to do that is hire a bunch of people and talents and hire other companies to build artificial intelligence and to buy obviously develop driverless cars and the whole thing to eventually deliver groceries to people's homes in Bentonville. That's been going on for years. When I first moved here in 2020, one of the first things I saw on Highway 49 was this vehicle is driverless. And so it's funny coming around here because when you come down to the area, you're going to see a lot of those experiments happen, whether it's drones, whether it's driverless cars, whether it's random airplanes that they're experimenting with, like electric airplanes. So it's very interesting to live in the area with all these experiments, hence why the Tech Summit is going on right now in Bentonville. But anyways, I digress. Part of it is that they're trying to solve experiments grounded in reality. Hence, and compared to other places, they're trying to harebrained ideas that may or may not stick, whereas here, whenever we do experiments, they're very, very specific. And so that draws a lot of talent here, because I'm sure that a lot of people that work in other areas get burnt out and just experiments with no really grounded reality. Whereas you come here, it's going to be like, no, we're going in this direction, and in these experiments, it might be a little bit of a kind of a shot in the dark, but we know that this is going to solve a major issue, and your talent and your time will not be wasted here. And so that's why we draw a lot of talent, is because of those reasons specifically. Whoa, before I jump on to the next point, I have something brand new called Instant Home Updates. So maybe you're looking to move to the area and you're using things like Realtor.com, Zillow.com, or Redfin. Way too slow. Notifications, way too slow. That's why I made something called Instant Home Updates. Sounds exactly what it is, Instant Home Updates. So enter your information below, name, square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms. Where do you want to move to Northwest Arkansas? Let me know with all the information below. I'll make sure you don't miss a single notification when it comes for homes for sale or for rent, all in Northwest Arkansas. Also, every single Friday, I send an email out just kind of talking about all the cool things Northwest Arkansas. What's going on in downtown Bentonville? What's going on in Fayetteville? What's going on over at Pinnacle Hills? What's going on in downtown Rogers? What new bands are playing in the Walmart Amphitheater? What's going on in First Fridays? When is First Thursdays? So much going on all the time. All the time. Enter your email below. Enter your name below. I get that email out every single Friday just kind of talking about all the cool things happening here. But, sadly, side note, sadly, you will get a little fear of missing out, a little FOMO, so to speak. But I promise you will be the most informed person eventually when you make it out to Northwest Arkansas. And the third reason why the Wall Street Journal chose Northwest Arkansas as a huge tech skill area, plus huge momentum, like number one momentum in all of America for tech startups and talent. And that's one of the biggest reasons, and this is less to do with Northwest Arkansas, but you'll see what here in a second. But a lot of talent, a lot of tech startups are moving away from the coast and moving inland. Now, it's not just strictly Northwest Arkansas, just to be clear. It's not that everyone's coming to Northwest Arkansas because of these reasons. A lot of the coastal startups are moving away from there because we know what happens on the coast sometimes. Obviously, there's political problems, taxes, blah, 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 hurricanes, whatever. You know what I'm saying. Anyways, a lot of the tech startups are moving away from the coast and get to better lifestyles. And you really can't do that in San Fran, let me tell you that. And so you have a lot, or even in Portland, or even like Washington or Seattle or places like that. It's just hard to build a family, have a life, and be outdoors. It's hard to live, work, and play, which you can in all NWA. Of course, we're aware of this. It is hard to do that in San Fran. It's hard to do that in Palo Alto. It's hard to do that in LA. It's hard to do that in Diego. It's hard to do that in Portland. We're aware of this. And so a lot of the tech companies are moving from the coast to the central, and obviously Northwest Arkansas is clearly on the map. That is for sure. And so we see a lot of those companies end up moving here because of that reason. And so it is partly to do of the actual factor with Bentonville and also Fayetteville of the fact that you can both live, work, and play in the area. Obviously lower standard of living when it comes to cost of living, and then we definitely have a higher range when it comes to tech startups. A lot of times tech remote workers will move here, and eventually the tech companies will move here. So it's kind of one half dozen the same. Eventually they'll come here in some shape or form. But at the end of the day, a lot of the reasons that tech companies are moving here is because they're trying to get away from the coast, and a big beneficiary of that is Northwest Arkansas. But they've prepped the ground here for tech companies for a long time, and so we're just reaping the benefits of that, and it's finally coming to fruition. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you are thinking about coming down to Northwest Arkansas, download my 3-day itineraries linked below. Maybe you're an adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you have kids, whatever it is. There's a 3-day itinerary linked down below for you. So go ahead and download that and use them when you get down here. Also, when you do come down here, I can give you the $10 tour so I can kind of show you around the whole area. Plus, we can check out some homes for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar will go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. All right, guys, see you next one.